Have you ever felt like you and someone really important in your life, were just speaking completely different languages?
Yeah.
When it comes to what you want or what you expect.
Oh, yeah. That quiet tension.
Right. Or that frustration when there's a misunderstanding and it just feels, I don't know, insurmountable. Even in relationships you really cherish.
Mm-hmm. That disconnect, it can feel incredibly isolating.
It really can.
And it happens everywhere, doesn't it? Partners, sure, but family too, friends, even colleagues at work. Those moments where you just feel like, they're not getting me. It stings.
Absolutely. And that's exactly why we're doing this deep dive today, right into the heart of, human connection.
Yeah.
Our mission really is to explore how we navigate those differences, the inevitable ones. Needs, wants, expectations in any relationship.
Not just romance. Family, friends, work connections, all of it. We need to uncover what actually allows us to find that common ground.
And strengthen the bonds, right? To thrive
together,
even when it feels like we're pulling in different directions sometimes.
Exactly. And we're drawing on insights from health, psychology, mental well-being, trying to give you some practical, useful ways to build those deeper connections.
Okay, so where do we start? Let's maybe unpack something really fundamental.
Mm-hmm.
Just understanding the landscape of our own needs and wants.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think a lot of us kind of mix those up, right? What we want versus what we actually need in a relationship. What's the biggest confusion you see there? Why is it so tricky for people?
Well, that's a great place to start because, for so many people, the word need itself in a relationship context, it feels heavy, loaded.
Negative almost.
Right. Maybe you grew up thinking need is selfish or weak or demanding, and that leads to this warped understanding. We end up denying what we genuinely need.
Like thinking, if the relationship can't survive without this thing, then it must not be a real need.
Exactly. And that perspective, it can be so damaging because the reality is certain things like intimacy or companionship, feeling seen, feeling heard, those aren't just optional extras. They're not just wants. They are foundational. They're actual needs for a healthy relationship to even function.
And if those core needs aren't met consistently, so not just disappointment, is it? It builds up resentment.
Oh, absolutely. Deep resentment. Without those essential things being met, a really close relationship can basically turn into just being, flatmates.
Oh, no.
That lack of real connection, it can poison everything else. I've seen it happen. That emotional core just withers because the fundamental needs are ignored.
Okay, so that brings us right to the first, critical step. You personally need to understand your own needs and expectations first.
Self-reflection time.
Yeah, really taking the time to be honest with yourself. What is truly important to you? Is it daily deep chats, physical touch, sharing hobbies? Got to be specific and honest.
And here's a surprising thing, or maybe not so surprising, how often we just assume our partner gets it, or that they even want the same things.
Right. We fall into that trap, assuming they share our expectations or have even thought about the same stuff.
Got it.
Jennifer Lawrence apparently said something smart about this in her marriage.
Oh, yeah.
She learned early on not to assume what her husband thought because, his thoughts were just different from hers.
Yeah.
Seems obvious, but
it's a huge distinction because asking directly, hey, what are your expectations here? What makes you happy? That can open up so much.
You might uncover things you never even considered. Priorities you didn't know they had, maybe even a major life change they're thinking about.
Exactly. Asking stops those silent assumptions from, eating away at the relationship's foundation. Understanding your own internal world and your partner's. That's the absolute starting point.
Okay, so once you've got a clearer picture of your own needs, your expectations, and you started that conversation to understand theirs, what's next? Communication, obviously.
The big one.
But clear communication, what does that really mean? It means being explicit, right? Saying what's important, what you want from the relationship.
And crucially, what you are and maybe are not willing to compromise on, being upfront about that.
Yeah.
And here's where it gets really interesting. Communication isn't just about you talking. It's also about giving the other person time, space, to actually process what you said.
Especially after a disagreement, right? Don't push for an instant fix.
Exactly. Sometimes you just need that space for things to settle, for understanding to actually sink in. The real skill isn't just knowing what to say. It's fighting that urge we all have, to listen just so we can reply instead of listening to actually understand.
Oh, that's so true. Listening to reply, we all do it. And speaking of understanding, that other pillar, empathetic listening, non-negotiable for real connection.
Absolutely. And it's way more than just hearing the words.
Active listening, right? Making eye contact. There's little verbal cues like, or I see, nodding.
And asking clarifying questions like, did I get that right? Or can you tell me more about that, just to make sure you're really tracking with them?
And this is where people sometimes mix up empathy and sympathy, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, big time. Sympathy is more like feeling sorry for someone, pity almost, without really getting into their shoes.
Whereas empathy, that's different.
Empathy is really trying to imagine yourself in their situation, trying to connect with their thoughts, their feelings, their experience.
Okay, let's use that example you mentioned. It's powerful. So a friend tells you, I think my husband wants a divorce.
Right. Devastating news.
Now, reaction one, whoa, glad I'm not you. Hey, want to go shopping?
Yeah. I mean, maybe the intention is distraction, but
Yeah.
wow, it just leaves the person feeling totally dismissed, alone.
Right. It shuts down the vulnerability, maybe because the listener's uncomfortable, doesn't know what to say.
Exactly. Now, reaction two, oh, wow, that must be so incredibly hard. Thank you for sharing that with me. I'm here for you.
See, that feels completely different.
Totally different. It's deeply empathetic. It says, I hear you. It validates their feelings. That must be so hard. And it expresses support. I am here for you.
That's the connection. Feeling heard, seen, supported, that message of you're not alone.
That's what it's built on. And, Brené Brown, she's studied this stuff for years.
Vulnerability, courage.
She puts it beautifully. She says empathy is strange and powerful. There's no script, no right or wrong way. It's just listening, holding space, not judging, connecting emotionally.
And communicating that message. You're not alone.
Exactly. It really highlights that listening. It's a skill. It takes intention, practice. It's not just something you're born with.
Okay, so we've got clear communication, empathetic listening, that foundation. Now we get to the art of compromise.
Ah, yes. Compromise. Another often misunderstood word.
Yeah, people hear compromise and think it means constantly sacrificing yourself.
Yeah.
Right? Or like one person just gives in all the time.
Right, but that's not healthy compromise.
Not at all.
So what is it then?
Healthy compromise. It's mutual. It's a concession from both sides. It's like a pact where both partners agree, okay, we'll adjust, we'll focus on supporting each other here.
Finding that middle ground where both people feel heard, respected, valued. It's shifting your mindset away from you versus me.
Towards us against the problem.
Precisely. It's like a negotiation where the goal isn't winning the argument, it's strengthening the relationship.
Yeah.
And you see this work in real life.
Okay, like Joan and Peter, the high school sweethearts.
Yeah, that's a great example. Facing that classic dilemma, different universities, she wanted arts, he wanted engineering, their top choices were miles apart.
That's the kind of thing that breaks couples up easily.
It could have, but instead they really talked openly. They agreed to apply to both places, visit the campuses together.
And the compromise.
Joan went to her first choice for the first 2 years. Peter went to a community college nearby, planning to transfer later to his preferred university, which happened to be close to Joan's.
Wow, okay. So they stayed close, supported each other, and respected what each wanted individually.
Smart.
Really smart. It built a strong foundation. Another example, maybe even more challenging, Maria and Ali. Different faiths. She was Catholic, he was Muslim.
Big potential for conflict there. Huge. But they chose connection over conflict. They actually committing to learning about each other's religious practices.
So they'd, go to things together.
Yeah, Ramadan iftar dinners, Christmas mass. They made an effort to understand the meaning behind it all for the other person. It built this deep mutual respect.
And the key agreement?
Never pressure the other to convert, ever. Instead, they focused on creating a life together that embraced both their beliefs.
That's amazing. Their love and that willingness to compromise, it bridged such a profound difference.
Yeah.
Makes you think, how many relationships don't make it because they can't make that shift?
Absolutely. These stories show compromise isn't just some vague idea. It's practical, actionable, and there are actual steps you can take.
Okay, let's break those down. Step one, open the communication gates. And the insight here isn't just stating needs, it's framing them vulnerably, right? Like using I feel statements.
Exactly. I feel worried when, instead of you always make me worry. It lowers defenses immediately. Step two, keep an open mind. That's where empathy comes back in. Try to see their viewpoint, build respect.
Okay. Step three, identify common ground. Find those shared interests, the areas you do agree on. Something to build from. It helps it feel less like just giving things up.
Then step four, constructive negotiation. Think collaboration, not competition. Work together towards something that feels okay for both.
Step 5, agree on a solution. Find something that honors both people's values, their well-being, even if it's not, the perfect dream solution for either one alone.
Right. And finally, step 6, implement and review. Put it into action, but then check in later. Hey, is this still working for you? For us? Be willing to tweak it.
That makes sense.
No.
It's ongoing. Now, beyond the direct communication and compromise, you mentioned resilient relationships also need boundaries and understanding attachment.
Yeah, 2 pillars that are often overlooked but are so, so crucial.
Boundaries. Okay, the word itself can sound a bit like putting up walls.
It can, but that's not the healthy way to think about it. They aren't meant to be walls shutting people out. They're essential ingredients for balance.
Oh,
They protect your identity, your mental health, your physical well-being, and they can be about different things: physical space, sexuality, emotions, money, even your time.
but isn't there a risk, like especially in really close relationships, that boundaries do become walls, that they isolate us? How do you find that balance?
That's a really important question. It's not about building impenetrable walls. Think of it more like healthy fences with gates you can open and close.
Okay, fences with gates, I like that.
Because without them, relationships can get really messy, toxic even. You feel drained, taken advantage of, resentful, overwhelmed.
Yeah, I can see that.
The balance comes from communicating them clearly. This is what I need. This is what I'm okay with. And crucially, adjusting them as the relationship changes.
Ah, so they're not set in stone.
Definitely not. Life happens. Someone loses a job. Financial boundaries might need to shift. A baby arrives. Time boundaries absolutely have to change. It requires constant, honest conversation.
Which loops back to communication again.
Oh.
Okay, so that brings us to the deeper layer, attachment styles.
This goes way back. Our earliest emotional bonds, usually with our parents or primary caregivers, they form what psychologists call an internal working model.
Like a blueprint.
Exactly, a mental blueprint for relationships. And that blueprint influences all our future connections, friendships, romance, even how we parent ourselves.
Wow. So those very first experiences literally wire how we connect later on. And there are different styles, right? 4 main ones?
Yeah, based on observation. First is secure attachment. These were the kids who use their caregiver as a safe base. They might get upset when the caregiver leaves, but they're easily soothed when they return, happy to reconnect.
And as adults.
They tend to feel secure in themselves and in relationships. They're comfortable with intimacy. They can trust, take responsibility, express their needs pretty clearly. It's the foundation for healthy connection.
Okay, then the insecure styles.
Right. First, insecure avoidant. As infants, they didn't show much distress when the caregiver left and kind of ignored or avoided them when they came back.
And as adults.
They often struggle with closeness, might minimize their partner's feelings, value their independence maybe too much, see intimacy as threatening. Expressing needs can be really hard for them.
Okay, then there's insecure resistant, sometimes called anxious preoccupied.
These infants were often anxious even with the caregiver there, got super distressed when they left, but then paradoxically resisted comfort when the caregiver returned. Clingy, yet angry or push-pull.
And that plays out in adult relationships, how?
They often crave love and closeness desperately, but struggle to trust it. They might seem clingy, need a lot of reassurance, but then sabotage the closeness or push partners away. That confusing push-pull dynamic.
Wow. Okay, and the last one, insecure disorganized.
Yeah, this one's often linked to really difficult early experiences, maybe where the caregiver was both a source of comfort and fear, frightening or unpredictable parenting.
So the infant's behavior is?
Confused, apprehensive, maybe contradictory. A mix of avoidance and resistance. As adults, they can really struggle with emotional regulation, have deep trust issues, and sadly, might unconsciously recreate those chaotic or frightening relationship patterns.
Gosh, so understanding all this, what does it actually do for us?
Yeah.
How does knowing about attachment styles help with needs and compromise?
It sheds so much light on why things can be difficult, why you might struggle or why your partner struggles to express needs or engage in compromise or set boundaries.
So if you recognize, say, your partner has that insecure, resistant push-pull,
You can understand where it comes from. And instead of reacting defensively, maybe you can meet it with consistent, gentle reassurance. You can help break that old pattern instead of just playing into it.
So it's not about labeling or blaming.
Not at all. It's about understanding. It's the first step towards consciously choosing different ways of relating. You can actually work towards what's called earned secure attachment by recognizing patterns and actively practicing healthier ones.
That's hopeful.
Yeah.
And these principles, they really ripple outwards, don't they? Beyond just couples. You mentioned blended families.
Oh, definitely. Blended families face such unique hurdles. Kids juggling loyalties, adults merging established parenting styles, traditions, opinions.
Yeah.
It's complex.
A lot to
A
navigate.
huge amount. And that's where compromise and, frankly, selflessness become absolutely critical. Parents, step-parents, they have to find ways to align, compromise on the day-to-day stuff, keep the kids out of adult disagreements. It takes real effort.
And work. These same ideas apply in the workplace, too.
Absolutely. Empathetic leadership, strong collaboration. They're built on the same foundations.
Yeah.
Leaders who actually show empathy, who notice burnout, who ask about people's hopes, who help with personal issues when appropriate, show compassion.
To build trust, right.
Right.
Better communication, better team performance.
Exactly. Studies show managers who do this are actually seen as better performers by their own bosses. It creates a culture where people feel valued, heard, supported, like they matter.
And that active listening piece is crucial there, too, isn't it? Not just hearing words, but understanding the meaning behind them.
Mm-hmm. Paying attention to the nonverbals, tone, pace, expression. That's real leadership empathy in action. It builds that critical trust.
So whether it's family life, work life, personal life, these threads, understanding, communication, empathy, compromise, they run through everything.
They really do. They're fundamental to how we connect.
Wow. Okay, so this deep dive, bringing it all together, it feels like navigating these different needs, it's just a constant journey, isn't it, in every relationship?
It really is lifelong.
But the core lessons seem clear. Know yourself, your own needs. Communicate clearly and listen with empathy. Practice that mutual compromise.
Set healthy boundaries, those fences, with gates to protect yourself. And understand how those early attachment patterns might be playing out.
And these aren't just like nice ideas, they're actionable steps you can take.
Right. Tools for deeper connection, better well-being. A framework for not just getting by, but really thriving together.
It leaves you with a big thought, though. If our deepest patterns are set so early, shaping every connection, what kind of powerful shifts can we actually make right now, today, by consciously choosing empathy, choosing compromise?
What impact does that have?
Not just for the relationships we have now, but
Yeah,
for the whole legacy of connection we leave behind.
that is a powerful thought to sit with.
Indeed it is. Well, we hope this deep dive has given you some valuable insights, maybe some tools to think about for your own relationships.
Hope it was helpful.
Join us next time on The Deep Dive for more explorations into fascinating insights.